So hello and welcome back to yet another walk with me as we walk with a purpose this time. We are actually walking along because I have decided to try to make a wintergreen extract. Wintergreen's one of those flavors I've always loved, and I figured, what the heck, why not give it a try, especially since there is so much wintergreen to be found in the woods all around me. So today I headed out with a bag and a goal. So wintergreen is a fascinating plant. According to Wikipedia, it's actually not. Wintergreen is a group of plants, not really just one plant. It is a shrub of the genus, oh my gosh, that is a word, Gaultheria? That sounds about right. And it contains a mint, but it's not like a peppermint or a spearmint. And as you can see from the video, it doesn't actually grow like a typical mint. It is an evergreen, and the common name wintergreen actually came along because in the winter it's green. It is an evergreen plant. It's a really cool evergreen plant too. And the easiest way to identify it, because you can see some that only have 3 leaves, you can see some that have a lot more than 3. The leaf shape tends to vary. Some of them are a little bit more spear-like, some of them are a little rounder looking. They can even shade into oranges just because of cool weather. But the easiest way to identify them is just to pick a leaf, break it a little bit, and just give it a sniff. You will definitely smell the wintergreen smell from it, which is, a really good thing to know, because there are a lot of plants out there and you don't want to be picking something poisonous. It's also it has a unique feel to it. It's a very waxy feeling leaf. And I looked up a bunch of different recipes to make an extract, and eventually I just settled on the easiest way to make an extract, which I have done before with vanilla, which is you just get a vodka, and it's equal parts, as far as the wintergreen one, leaves and vodka, and then you just let it stew for like 6 weeks. So we're just out here in the woods, chilling out and picking wintergreen. Now, a big thing, even though, as you can see, there's tons of wintergreen all over out here, you still want to harvest responsibly. I would hate to be responsible for denuding any bit of my forest. So you just pick 1 or 2 leaves per plant, and that leaves enough leaves to photosynthesize. Unfortunately, this is the wrong time of year to get the berries. The plants are just now setting the berries. I kind of wish I would have taken the camera out about a week or so ago, because then I could have shown you the flowers, because the flowers are actually really pretty. They just look like a tiny little white bell hiding under the leaves. And fun fact, all through my life, whenever I've been up in the Upper Peninsula and I'm out on a walk during certain parts of the year, I used to just pick the wintergreen berries and eat them, but I never actually called them wintergreen, because another common name for the wintergreen plant up here is tea berry, which, if you've ever had tea berry gum, then you've had tea berry gum. I mean, that was a very dumb statement, but anyway, tea berry is another name for it, and supposedly you can actually brew a halfway decent tasting tea out of these leaves as well, which I might have to try. Now, you do have to be careful if you're buying wintergreen essential oil, whether for cooking or for using in salves and rubs and soaps and things, because one of the properties of wintergreen, which is a good property, but you do have to keep in mind that an essential oil is going to be super, super concentrated, is that it contains the same active ingredient as aspirin. And from what I've been reading, a lot of the indigenous people in the United States actually used it as a pain reliever. It would probably be very, very mild unless you're using a super, super concentrate. In 1 millimeter, so 20 drops of wintergreen oil would be equivalent to 1,860 milligrams of aspirin, which is 6 regular adult strength aspirin, so you definitely don't want to overuse it. And that's one of those things. Wintergreen essential oil is usually done by steam distillation, and I actually looked into trying to do that, and it just looks way more complicated. So I decided to just go with an extract. I really love wintergreen, and I love going out and walking. So I figured, why not mash the two and make an extract. Now, once I'm done with this walk, we will head back home and actually throw together this extract, and I will show you that here in a little bit. so step 1 is done, which technically is probably the hard/easy part, and that is gathering your wintergreen. Now, step 2 is going to be to rough chop this wintergreen until we can kind of cram it into a clean jar. This is just a used jam jar that has been cleaned. And then step 3 we will get to in a little bit, but I'm gonna chop some leaves. I really hope that this works, not gonna lie. I think it will. But as I've never actually tried making an extract before, I don't know how well it's going to work. Also, these are really a lot harder to chop than I would have thought. They're a very crunchy leaf. So, oh, I wish you guys could smell this though. Wintergreen is such a beautiful smell. Such a good taste too, which is the whole point of doing this, is to have an extract so that maybe I could make, I'm thinking a chocolate wintergreen ice cream. Just sounds absolutely wonderful. Maybe wintergreen tea. Who knows? But I am betting that anything that you could add mint to, you could probably also add wintergreen to. Now, every place that I looked didn't really say how chopped to do the leaves. It just said roughly chop. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm also absolutely living for the smell that is coming off of these leaves. Wintergreen is just such a delight. Now, I know a lot of you probably think wintergreen, and the only thing you think is Pepto-Bismol, because yes, that is got a wintergreen flavor. But some of you who are of my generation or the one before me, or maybe just people who like obscure candies and gums, would probably remember, like I talked about before, the pink Canada mints, which were wintergreen, or tea-berry gum, which tea-berry is another thing that they call wintergreen up here. In fact, for the longest time, that was the only thing that I knew it as, was tea-berry. It took me a long time to realize that tea-berry and wintergreen were the same thing. Alright, well, this is going to take a while, so I'm going to be doing this for a little while, and I will see you when it's all packed. Alright, well, that was both easier and harder than I was expecting it to be. Easier because, I was just chopping leaves. Harder because, evidently, I don't know if it would be all cats or just my ridiculous creature, but he seems to find the smell of wintergreen quite enticing because he decided to jump up here, and I'm kind of glad I was not recording at the time, or you guys would have had a wonderful view of falling into the cutting board, because he jumped up and managed to just bang directly into the camera, because he is just that clever. Alright, so the next step, according to everything I've read, and I'm not actually following, like, their directions was a cup of wintergreen leaves and berries and a cup of a good, clear, not strong tasting vodka. Now, my neighbor recommended, because I don't drink, he recommended this kamchatka. And I was 100% on board with getting this stuff because I like saying the name Kamchatka, because that's awesome. Kamchatka. Anyway, so the next step is literally just to pour vodka in until you have covered the leaves. And then it just takes time and patience. According to what I read online, it will take approximately 6 weeks in a cool, dark place So it is going to take 6 weeks in, I think I'm going to put it on a shelf in the basement. That is both cool and most of the time dark. So we're going to close that up. And when it is all said and done, I am going to strain it, give it a taste, see if it tastes like it's wintergreen yet. If it's not, I have a whole nother bag of leaves, and the beauty of wintergreen is that you can literally harvest it year-round if you can dig it out of the snow. Also, Parky has the zoomies. Let's go see him. Parky, what are you doing? Now you're acting all innocent. He's like, no, I'm really not. I'm going to have a sneezing fit, and I'm going to look upstairs because I want to go and zoom up and down the stairs like a crazy cat, because that is what a Parky do. Yeah, you're acting innocent. But they all heard you, and they can all see you with that gleam in your eye. And I was going to say there he goes, but no, he just decided since he hears the raccoons eating, he's going to eat as well. I knew I heard a crunch, crunch, crunch coming from out of my window. It is the early evening crew. Anyway, with any luck, and with you guys to remind me periodically, I will go and shake up that wintergreen every once in a while for the next 6 weeks, and then we'll check it, and if it's ready in 6 weeks, I bought very cute little bottles to decant it into. So I hope that you enjoyed my wintergreen walk and potentially brewing of my very own wintergreen extract, and I'll see you next time.